Hey guys, go back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. We're gonna get back into my Amberlynn Reid content. We're back for another, not Vlogmas, a retro react. I was gonna say Vlogmas, but I skipped part 10 because it was so boring. She spends about 4 minutes talking about cereal, and I'm not even kidding, straight up. And then she asks Crystal whether or not she likes it, and it's just a continuation of that same conversation. So we're gonna get into the weigh-in, which is the very next video. So let's get into it and see what Amber is gonna talk about, shall we?
Hello everybody. As you can tell by my title, this is my weigh-in video, and as you can tell by the calendar, it is not Thursday.
If she's not filming on Thursday, good chance she has messed up really badly.
I'm gonna do my weigh-in a day early because I need to get myself kind of, how do I say it? I just need to smack myself in the face pretty much, and I need a day head start.
I mean, if you want to get smacked upside the head, I'm pretty sure most of your exes would be glad to do that.
I've been having a lot of issues with saying no to certain foods. I've been having a lot of issues with eating when I'm not even hungry.
That is kind of part of an addiction, and a way to get around that is being able to fill up your day so that way you can't sit around thinking about food. Like, if you're eating just for the sake of eating because you're bored, then obviously you need a hobby, like something else other than eating.
Before anyone judges me, please, before anyone judges me,
Now, too late for that. I'm judging real hard.
I'm not perfect. That is why I am the weight I am. Nobody's perfect, actually.
She is right about that. Like, Amber is not perfect, no one is, but she definitely sees herself as closest to perfection as one could possibly be.
I'm not saying that you all have flaws.
That isn't even really an insult because no one is perfect. Like, there's always one thing about us that we can look at and go, yeah, we could probably do better on that.
But when you look at yourself in the mirror, whether it's physical or internal, there is always something that you want to perfect. But perfection is not normal. Perfection is not real.
I mean that, and it's also a subjective idea too. Like, one person's idea of perfection is going to be different from another person's. There's also a societal standard of what perfection is to a lot of people as well. Like, it's going to constantly change as human beings develop over time, but also as society develops over time.
As much as I want to be perfect, it's just not going to happen. And as much as you guys look at me and think I can do anything, I really can't.
Dude, who's out here telling Amber that she can do anything? Like, is it Crystal? It must be Crystal because there's no one else. Like, you can't even stick to a diet for a week. How are you going to do anything?
I have gotten a lot of wonderful comments saying, don't give up. I'm not.
I mean, in order to give up, you would have to give it a try in the first place, and I think it's pretty obvious after 11 years, Amber has not really put that much effort into trying.
Saying, you can do this. I know I can. But you know, December is rough. I'm having major issues because it's the holidays.
What she's saying is true, because the holidays are going to be the most indulgent time of the year, but at the same time, why pick the holidays to start your diet? And also, you've had 11 years. Should be on track by now, and yet you're not.
I'm starting my YouTube channel in the middle of the holidays. That's crazy to me. I feel like if it was any other time, I'm not making excuses, but I feel like if it was any other time, I would be rocking these weigh-ins to the best of my ability and making you guys proud of me.
I'm not gonna lie, having the foresight of knowing what happens in 11 years is hilarious to me. Like, she starts her channel at 380 pounds, and she is now 514 or something like that, and it's like, oh, this really did not age well.
But it is the holidays and there's food around that normally isn't, and I am eating it when I shouldn't be. It's weird. I go through my breakfast and my lunch beautifully. I make wonderful meals for Crystal and I. And then for some reason when dinner comes along, when Crystal's mom cooks, I tend to eat more than I should. And then snack time comes along after that, and I eat a lot more than I should. I'm not saying that I'm eating like really unhealthy foods, because that's not the case.
Hey dude, you're nearly 400 pounds. You are eating unhealthy food. Also, like, eating healthy food to a mass quantity is also going to be unhealthy for you, but when you eat a mass quantity of unhealthy food, it's going to be a lot worse than eating the healthy food. Like, it comes down to moderation and also eating the unhealthy stuff in very small amounts while also eating a large quantity of good stuff. Like, when I say large quantity, I mean more than the unhealthy stuff, not like copious amounts of food.
I'm eating a lot of, foods that are potentially healthy, like almonds. I literally cannot stop eating almonds. They're so good. And so little is a serving that it's like so easy to sit there and eat a bunch of almonds without even like thinking about it.
Which is why I typically stay away from that food, because you don't realize how much you can eat until you do it, and then you go, oh shit.
I know I can like weigh the serving, but even while I'm doing that, I'd be popping some more in my mouth. Like, I'm just really bad when it comes to food, obviously.
Which is why you should go to therapy to learn self-restraint. And I don't even think she's gone to therapy anymore. I think she got the books, and now she's basically just using that as validation.
I wouldn't have ever weighed in at 420 if I was some kind of person who wasn't addicted to food, but I am addicted to food, and more than anything, I wish I wasn't. It started when I was younger. Food was the only thing I had that could comfort me and that was there for me. Through everything I went through as a little girl and through my teenage years, I thought food was the only answer, and I'm still thinking food is the only answer, whether I'm sad, whether I'm happy, whether I'm depressed, whether I'm excited. It's food that I turn to.
Which is kind of weird to think about, because now she refuses to admit that she has an ED or an addiction, and it's like, it's right here. You have fully admitted that every single time you are going through something, you turn to food. It's your only way out. It's your only source of comfort.
So I did my weigh-in, and I was up 2.8. You guys probably are getting frustrated with me, maybe. I don't know.
It isn't just about you gaining weight. Like, it's your attitude and personality while also doing so. You're dismissive, you're flippant, you're arrogant, you're condescending, and just flat out rude. And when people give you solid advice, you tell them that they have no idea what they're talking about, or that they don't know you personally or your story. People don't need to know your life story in order to tell you how to lose weight. Either get on board with it, or shut up and move on.
Because every time I weigh in, I'm like not losing. Yes, I have before, but I just feel like I'm letting everybody down, including myself, and I don't know what to do. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm so robotic, like I'm not even in control of my own self, and that's when I know I need help.
And this is the point in which you should have said, you know, maybe I should go to a therapist, or maybe a help group, or maybe an organization that helps with, counseling that allows me to get the stuff that I need off my chest, so that way I can get healthy coping mechanisms. Like, you know that you need help, but you didn't do it for years? Like, why? You're choosing to struggle for the sake of struggling.
I've looked at Overeaters Anonymous before, but honestly feel kind of embarrassed even to ask to go to one of those meetings. I know that sounds insane, but I really am. I feel like people might,
I don't honestly think anyone would judge you. Like, not Crystal, not her parents, not the people going to, the help group, not the people who are there to support people going there. Not even the YouTube comments are going to judge you. Like, who is going to judge you, and why does it matter?
when they're not going through what I'm going through, they might look at me and assume you're just fat, you like food, there's nothing internal about it, you're just fat and you like food. That's how people, I feel like, look at me.
Yeah, no shit, we enjoy food, Amber. We're both food addicts. That's kind of the reason why we got to be morbidly obese in the first place, because we enjoy food. We enjoy the comfort it brings. It makes us happy. Like, it's a safe space for us. Of course we're going to enjoy food. There is no shame in that. Most people do.
Like, when I say I'm a food addict, I feel like people are like, that's just an excuse. But no, Food addiction is the same as drug addiction. I feel like since I was raised in such a drug addictive house that my addiction found something else.
I mean, it is the same concept, but I wouldn't say it's to the same degree. Like, I wouldn't say my addiction is as bad as a smoking addiction or a drinking addiction or even maybe a gambling addiction. I could compare the two, but it's definitely not the same thing as alcohol, cigarettes, or drugs. Like, it's just not. Like, it's not as bad.
And when you really truly look at it deep down, my addiction is no worse than my parents' addiction.
I mean, you did get that right. It is no worse because your parents' food addiction is way worse than your food addiction. I can assure you, drugs are going to beat food any day.
And that's kind of what scares me the most. Not only are they killing themselves, but I'm killing myself too. And they don't know how to get a hold of it, and I don't either. And it's just hard.
I mean, this is funny as hell because Mama Lynn is like 8 years sober, getting married, and also is losing weight, unlike Amber.
Like, I don't blame my parents, but I feel like if
She's gone on a whole tangent about how it's not actually her parents' fault, but her childhood was bad and it was because of them being drug addicts, so therefore it was actually their fault, but I'm not going to say it because, like, if I did, I would technically be criticized because I am an adult and still haven't done anything to fix my issues.
my childhood and my teenage years were different, then I wouldn't be like this. I wouldn't have to turn to food. People wouldn't look down upon me and not want to be my friend just because I was overweight. Food wanted to be my friend. It wanted me a lot and I wanted it. It sounds insane, but that's just the true meaning of why I'm the way I am.
Are you sure the reason why people didn't want to be friends with you, Amber, was because you're overweight or because you're just a little shit?
I'm sorry if I'm rambling. I'm just, I kind of need to get it off my chest a little bit and just kind of talk. But, I have 2 goals this week. I'm not including exercise. The only reason I'm not including exercise for this week is because the fact that if I just want to focus on my food so much right now because I feel like that is the most important to me right now.
Right, because somehow exercising for 30 minutes is going to cause you to overeat food. That makes sense.
People might not believe it, but your weight loss is mainly what you put in your mouth. So many people don't believe that. Yes, exercise is healthy. Exercise. Monkey! He's whining.
There is no way in hell the 400-pound girl is going to lecture people about weight gain. Like, my dude, you of all people should be taking several seats in this conversation. I mean, then again, she is actually an expert in this area because, well, like, who knows more about gaining weight than Amberlynn?
But yes, exercise is healthy. Exercise will tone your body. Exercise will do so much for your heart. Like, it'll do so much for your bones, your muscles, all that type of stuff. And I understand that completely.
And your stamina. Don't forget your stamina too. You want to be a stamina queen after all.
But I feel like I'm losing a race here and I need to lose this weight and I need to focus on my food for this week. Already on Saturday, I think I'm going somewhere and the first thing I'm thinking of is, ooh, I hope they have good food. Like, why would I even think that? It's ridiculous.
Because you're a food addict who has refused to go to therapy and work on your issues.
I already know on Saturday I'm going to eat whatever I want. That's just how I am. When I'm going somewhere, I don't like to restrain myself. It sounds ridiculous. I know I need to. I used to be able to, and now I can't.
What you could do is eat something at home so you're less likely to eat something while you're out, and if you do eat something while you're out, it's probably smaller than whatever you're going to buy, so you don't have to worry about it being as much damage, or just, eat something healthy. There's ways of eating healthy even when you go out. Like me personally, if I know that I'm going out with my friends and they're going to go to a bunch of fast food joints, I'm just going to go somewhere that has healthy food. And if I know that there is no healthy food in the area, well, I'll pack my own lunch and take it with me, or I'll just eat while I'm at home so that I don't have to worry about it.
So I feel like with this week, besides on Saturday, I'm going to watch everything I eat.
Already just accepting the fact that she's not going to watch her calories on Saturday is ridiculous. Like, she just automatically in her head, well, okay, whatever, I'm just going to do it. I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to eat whatever I want.
Because I'm good at that. I really, truly am. I wish you guys saw me at my best, because right now, you really are seeing me at my worst, and I apologize. I really do.
Oh, you poor, sweet, delusional thing. You have no idea what's going to happen in the future. Like, to think a few years from now, you're going to be backing up against the counter and wiping your ass on someone else's washcloths. Like, that belong to their late mother, and then you proceed to throw away and then lie about it. Like, that statement in itself, I never thought I would ever say, and yet here I am.
Um, but my two goals are I want to be down 5 pounds. It's going to be simple if I just, think about what I'm putting in my mouth. And that is why I wrote down my next goal, which is take careful thought into how much I eat. I'm not really paying attention to what I eat per se.
God, you really have to just make everything difficult. Like, you like make a list so much, Amber. How about you make a list of things you can eat and things you can't eat, and that way you can stick to the diet and stop overeating stupid shit.
Because when those calories goes in, those are calories whether they're from an apple or whether they are from a whole grain pasta. It's gonna be added up as a calorie. And
Mate, instead of trying to argue semantics, just stay under your calorie limit. Find what you enjoy, find what you like, that is reasonably healthy, and stick to that. Like, you don't have to try and fight and argue and try to fit things in where they don't belong, or trying to cut corners, or, try to make some sort of loophole with food. Just stay in your calorie limits by eating foods you enjoy that are semi-healthy. Like, is it really that hard for these people?
I know that might have came out wrong, but something I am changing in my diet is every time I eat, there has to be a fruit or vegetable with it. So I'm like really proud of myself for doing that. And that is a big change. That is a big change if you knew me.
That is a great way of making food more nutritious by substituting some stuff, like instead of 2 cups of rice, 1 cup of rice and some vegetables, like Foodie should be doing, but she refuses to do. That is a great way of trying to make foods and meals more healthier. But like listening to a grown-ass woman talking about, she's proud of herself because she's eating fruits and vegetables is crazy. Like, my dude, that's not an accomplishment.
So those are my two goals for this week. And I am like really embarrassed, I have to admit, that every single time I do my weigh-in, I'm just like, oh, I failed at that goal. Oh, I failed at that goal. I don't want you guys to think I'm a failure.
I mean, to me personally, the idea of a failure is someone who doesn't put effort in and constantly fails, but then complains about their situation. Like, that is a failure to me. Someone who tries and fails, that's not a failure. Like, that is someone trying their best and not accomplishing, but at least trying. Like, you're a failure because you refused to at least an attempt at losing weight.
I think what's more important is that I don't think I'm a failure, and I don't think I'm a failure. I actually think that
No, mate, you have it right the first time. Like, whatever you're about to say, you're a complete failure and you should feel bad. I would be an amazing dad, by the way.
I've done a lot in my life, and I mean, I could easily be almost 500 pounds, but I'm not. And that in itself, I need to be proud of me.
Oh, this did not age well.
He's proud of me, so can you too. But no, really, I just appreciate you guys, and I'm trying my hardest. Monkey?
Well, apparently your hardest wasn't good enough because you did make it to 500 pounds, nearly to 600, potentially to 600, but you refused to let anyone know about that.
With what I have to work for when it comes to like my emotional eating and my addictive eating and stuff, and I just feel like sometimes I don't have control, but I'm gonna try my hardest to have willpower and be strong this week, because I do want to come on here and be like, oh my god, guess what, you guys? I was able to succeed in my goals. Both of my goals,
Amber, it's not about accolades. You're not supposed to be worrying about what people will think if you gain or lose weight. You should be doing it for yourself and for your health.
I want to be able to do that so much. I used to be able to. I mean, you guys, I was down 89 pounds. I don't even know how it happened. I was like on some kind of a roll. But now I'm down a total of 50.6. As you can tell, I gained 49 pounds, or I just did that so wrong, 39 pounds, and it's gross, and I need to lose that weight again, and I'm going to. I picked a horrible time to start my journey again during the holidays. That is not an excuse. You know, everybody likes to eat during the holidays. That is just how it is.
Yeah, people do like to eat on the holidays, but the thing is you overdid it, and then you continued, and then you didn't stop.
Anyways, I'm gonna stop this video now. This is way too long. But, I hope you all are having a good day. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. And if you aren't smiling, smile. Bye.
Alright guys, getting to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy, and hopefully get to see you lovely people in the next one. Bye bye.